You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. The former state trooper who allegedly shot himself on the Southern State Parkway has pleaded guilty to multiple charges. Thomas Macia pleaded guilty to filing a false report, official misconduct, and tampering with evidence charges. Now, the shooting resulted in a multi-state search for a shooter who did not exist. The 27-year-old West Hempstead man will be sentenced in August. And an officer accused of helping to run multiple brothels has been indicted on rape charges. George Trimigliosi pleaded not guilty to charges of sexual abuse, rape, and unlawful imprisonment. Prosecutors say the 56-year-old abused women he met on dating apps. The ISIT man is also accused of helping to run a brothel in Holbrook. And a Huntington man accused of getting rid of a woman's dead body in a suitcase has been charged with causing her death. Ronald Schroeder pleaded not guilty today. Prosecutors say the 42-year-old caused the woman's death when he gave her a date rape drug, assaulted her, and then fell asleep on top of her, causing her to suffocate. And Suffolk police are stepping up patrols on the roads and the water this summer.
We are putting another 4 police officers and a sergeant into our highway team.
That's in addition to the 17 highway patrol officers and 3 sergeants targeting people who are driving under the influence. Suffolk's boating unit will be on the lookout for people boating while intoxicated. Nearly 30 people were arrested last year for DWI during Memorial Day weekend. And a potential nor'easter will miss Long Island this weekend, but early weekend travelers could face some messy weather. Meteorologist Rich Von Olin brings us our Memorial Day weekend forecast.
All right, weather-wise, we've got some unsettled and chilly weather and also rainy weather as we go throughout the next couple of days here. A lot of red, orange, and yellow on the screen on the Futurecast for Nassau and Suffolk County. This takes us through Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, with pockets of rain, light to moderate, and also very cool temperatures. We're talking some low to mid-50s where we're supposed to be in the lower 70s for this time of year. Still unsettled going into part of Friday and Saturday with some scattered showers, but not the heavy rain. I think we start to get a little bit better going into Sunday and Monday as we complete the holiday weekend. But for all the activities, the beach, the air shows, travel, it looks like the weather won't be quite as bad, but not perfect, not how it should be for this time of the year. Look at the Futurecast going into the end of the weekend. A little bit of a break here, perhaps a little better Sunday going into part of Monday. I think the best of the 3 days will be Memorial Day on Monday itself. And temperatures, though, not very warm, only about 70 or so for the high. And then by next week, another rainmaker. The pattern just continues with this endless barrage of cool temperatures and wet weather. 50s on Thursday. It's going to be raining off and on, heavy at times, way below where we should be. A chilly, chilly day and also kind of gusty. And then we get a little bit better gradually by Saturday and Sunday. Just some spotty showers Saturday, still 60s into Sunday, and then maybe high 70s here going into Memorial Day Monday with more rain coming back by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Fire Island Ferries.
A tentative deal has been made to boost the salt tax cap. Virginia Huey spoke to some Long Islanders about the potential deal.
Republican lawmakers in the House have struck a tentative deal on the state and local tax deduction, commonly referred to as SALT. It would raise the SALT cap from $40,000 per household for taxpayers making less than $500,000 a year. That's up from Speaker Mike Johnson's initial offer of $30,000.
It seemed like for a while our party was stuck on that $30,000. I flatly rejected it, saying that was not enough. That would only cover about 80% of my constituents.
The SALT cap has been one of the key sticking points in the passage of President Trump's proposed budget. Republicans in high-tax states like New York have been pushing for a substantial hike or elimination of the current $10,000 SALT cap. The concession from Johnson on SALT came after a group of blue state Republicans threatened to vote against Trump's spending bill.
They kind of stuck to their ground. They realized that Johnson could only afford to lose 3 votes. There's 5 or 6 in this so-called salty caucus, and so they held their ground.
Democratic Congressman Tom Suozzi praised Republican colleagues, but said he plans to fight for more.
That's what I've been pushing for, is to get an $80,000 cap, $40,000 for individuals and $80,000 for married couples would be acceptable.
The deal still has to be approved in the House and the Senate.
Well, I think it's a good thing if it can save people money.
Long Islanders Newsday spoke with are hoping it passes.
It's better than 10,000, so I think it's a good idea for that perspective. I think it helps the majority of Long Islanders because there is a $500,000 cap where you lose the $40,000 deduction. So overall, I think it's a good thing.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Ducks have returned to the Crescent Duck Farm after a bird flu outbreak. Sherry Einhorn has more.
This is a huge milestone. I'm very proud and happy about it.
Ducks are back here at the Crescent Duck Farm in Aquabog. Take a look around. The quarantine was lifted and now the family is starting the slow process of getting back to where the farm was.
Considering where we were, the ugliness and the tears of last January, and to where we are right now, it's a huge, huge step.
Doug Corwin says there were days he doubted he'd be able to get Long Island's last commercial duck farm back in business after the nearly century-old family farm was struck by avian flu in January. He was forced to euthanize nearly his entire flock, around 99,000 birds. Extensive testing conducted the end of April came back negative.
I made sure that we went through and tested every single crack and crevice because the last thing I want is it to be here. I don't want to bring these ducks back and have them sick again. It would be heartbreaking.
The USDA lifted the quarantine last week and about 900 ducks were brought back on Monday from their temporary home at a turkey farm in Manorville. More testing will be done before any others return.
We're not going to be producing ducks for market until next July at the earliest. So it's a long, long way to go.
That means for now, a lot of his barns will continue looking like this, empty. It is giving him a chance to do some maintenance and renovations. It's also given him time to reflect on what happened and how many people are supporting him and his business.
What I learned, to be good to the people that have been good to you, to always be honest, to always be transparent, and to try to get positive results from that. I think that's kind of why we're still here. It's the last duck farm.
In Aquabog, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Long-lost letters and records are helping an Islip man connect with a father he never knew. Our Virginia Huey has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I just knew him as a name, my name.
80-year-old Nicholas Ferrone Jr. of Islip has spent a lifetime missing a father he never met.
Sergeant Nicholas A. Ferrone. And he was in the Army Air Corps, and he was on a B-29. He was a radio man and tail gunner.
On November 8, 1944, while on his first bombing mission, Sergeant Ferrone's Boeing B-29 Super Fortress burst into flames and crashed into the Pacific near Iwo Jima. His wife, Josephine, was pregnant with their only child when she received the tragic news. Nicholas Jr. was born 3 months later.
I always wondered about my father because, I had no contact with him, just what other people had said. Whenever we had a family gathering, I would always ask them, what did my father like to do? Did he like to fish? Did he play baseball or anything like that?
Fast forward to 1985. Ferrone was 55 years old when he discovered a treasure trove of the most moving mementos belonging to his father.
Time was when we had fun on the schoolyard swing.
Recordings of his father's singing voice on vintage vinyl records, his last letter home, and photographs. Ferrone found them in a box in his mother's closet shortly after she passed away.
Time was when we wrote love letters in the sand.
Listening to my father's voice, it's kind of like some ghost tapping me on the shoulder. He does sound like me.
During the 1940s, Ferrone Sr., then living in Farmingdale, worked as a singing usher at the New York Academy of Music in Manhattan. He was set to sing a duet with Tony Bennett, but put his musical career on hold after the attack on Pearl Harbor to enlist.
He could have dodged being in the service by singing with the USO. They needed performers, but all of his brothers were in the service at the same time. 5 brothers.
The words his father penned in his last letter home revealed how much he was looking forward to being a father and coming home to the love of his life.
Dearest Joe, darling, please name the baby Nicholas. You're going to have a beautiful baby. Just wait and see. I'm glad that you have fixed it up with the Red Cross to notify me when the baby comes. Joe, please be careful and take the best care of yourself. God bless you and the baby. I love you more than life itself. So long for now, honey, and please don't worry. I shall love you forever and ever and be the happiest guy in the world. Your loving husband always, Nikki. The letters showed me his humanity, and the record showed me the passion that he had for what would have been his future in the recording industry.
For Ferrone, priceless connections to his long-lost hero dad.
They say that the roots of the Tree of Liberty are watered with the blood of patriots, and that was him. He was the patriot that gave all he could, and that was his life for his country.
For Newsday TV, I'm Virginia Huey.
Work is underway to get the season started here at the Northwell at Jones Beach Theater, and there's a lot to look forward to, and it starts early this year.
It does. It starts May 31st with Luke Bryant, which kicks off with some country. There's also going to be country throughout June and July. You have Keith Urban as well as Thomas Rhett.
Classic rock, we have our staples.
We have the Beach Boys. We also have the Doobie Brothers are coming, and they're going to be with the Jimmy Buffett Coral Reefer Band. And the Who are coming here on August 28th.
As far as hard rock, there are some really good pairings.
Absolutely. You have Creed. There's going to be playing with Daughtry and Mammoth, and you also have Papa Roach, who's going to be with Under Oath.
What about Pop?
Pop is great. We have Cyndi Lauper coming.
This girl just wants to have fun at that show.
Absolutely. It's her farewell tour, so This is the last time to see her. And then if you're a big WLIR fan, there's going to be a triple bill of Simple Minds, Modern English, and Soft Cell.
Oh, Long Island's going to love that,
Absolutely.
Right? What about for all the metalheads out there?
Yeah, there's always got to be something for the metalheads. We have the Summer of Loud tour, which is going to be huge. We got Kill Switch Engage, Beartooth, and also Devil Wears Prada. That's going to be huge. Another big show is going to be Pantera. It's going to be on July 26th.
All right, one show I always show up for, Dave Matthews Band, and that's earlier this year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's June 11th. Dave always makes a point coming here because he loves Jones Beach.
So that pretty much fills up my concert calendar. There are still more shows to see around Long Island.
Absolutely. So at UBS, we're going to have Chris Stapleton, and Brand New is coming back. At the Paramount, we have Daryl Hall by himself solo.
We got everything going on and on.
And David Lee Roth is making his Paramount debut there.
And over at Westbury?
The I Want My 80s tour with Rick Springfield, Wang Chung, and Paul Young.
I've got to find my crimping iron for that one.
Absolutely. And then we also have at Tillis Center, the Evett Brothers coming in August, which is going to be exciting.
What about for all the Billy Joel fans?
Well, Billy is going to be busy this summer. He has 3 stadium shows that he's doing. Citi Field with Sting.
How many times have I had this dream?
Yankee Stadium with Rod Stewart. And MetLife with Stevie Nicks.
Sings the song, sounds like she's singing. I mean, that's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Now we just have to figure out a way to get tickets.
All right, check out our complete summer concert preview in our summer fun book on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. You're watching Newsday TV. For more on all the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. I'm Ken Buffa. Thank you so much for watching. Go Knicks!